You, hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Junior's World of Soul. I am back with the new video, ready to bless y'all with R&B the right way, the authentic way. As you can hear, I came in with Coco Jones. That joint is a knocker for real, for real. This is off her upcoming album entitled Why Not More. And yo, I'm loving this record. Like, I can't stop playing this. So I was like, yo, I wanted to talk about it maybe about 2 weeks ago, but I forgot to. So I was like, no, I'm gonna come in with this record because this record is so dope, for real, for real. But yo, y'all know what we hear about. It's all about current R&B bangers. Now, if you're new to Junior's World of Soul, current R&B bangers is all about showing how the music is out there. In 2015, I created a show where I wanted to talk about 3 to 6 joints weekly, try to be weekly, and just to let y'all know that the music out there, unfortunately, R&B is kind of at the bottom of the totem pole for real. So now we kind of got to go out and search for the music. And I said, you know what? Instead of me going online talking about how angry and how mad I am about how, R&B is not getting respected and blah, 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 I was like, you know what? I'm going to create a platform where I can give R&B artists, indie artists, our classic artists, like, legendary artists that bring out new music just to have another platform so their music can be heard. You know what I mean? So listen, I don't like to keep y'all too long. I know y'all got things to do, people to see, and all that good stuff. I want to get y'all in and get y'all out. You know what I mean? So we're going to get this started. So starting it off with my girl, I am talking about Alex Isley. I love her so much. Her tone just does something to me. You know what I mean? Now, if you don't know Alex Isley, she's representing LA, and she is the daughter of Ernie Isley from the Isley brothers. So 2016, I was introduced to her, which is so crazy because this girl has been out since 2012. And I finally was introduced to her by her what was it, luxury album. And I have been a fan of this girl ever since. I think I've talked about Alex Ozzy so many times on this show. Like the EP that she did with Jack Dine. I just love when she gets with Jack Dine. And then I talked about her album Manigo in 2022, which was like my favorite album of that year. And I kind of went in and talked about so many songs on that album. Like, Alex Ozzy is just dope. And then I got to see her. I got to see her live in Baltimore in 2024. And unfortunately, her sound was messed up in the first maybe 5 minutes of the show, but after that, that mic was on and the mic was on. Okay, she sung down, and I was like, yo, I am just a fan of her. She has worked with everybody, and I mean everybody. You know what I mean? That's how talented she is, and I love that. With her father being from a legendary group, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard for you to kind of get your own footing in, and she has it. You know what I mean? She's so talented for real. But y'all, she has a new EP out. It's entitled "When." I gotta shout out my brother Tim. He sent it to me on Friday. He was like, "Listen, the album is out." You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "All right," you know what I mean? Because everybody know I am a fan of Alex Ozzy. So you know what I mean. So he sent it to me. So gotta give you a shout out, bro, for real, for real. But she already had out "Hands," and then she had out what was the record called? Miss Goody Two Shoes. She had those out, but I was like, I want this album. I want this project. Where is she gonna come with? And baby, she dropped the EP. It's entitled "When." And all I got to say, it's such a sensuality to it that we're kind of missing in R&B for real. You know what I mean? Because everybody is trying to be just extra sexual, and for and we don't have the sensuality of it all. You know what I mean? And she just gives you that sensuality that I love so much. You know what I mean? So with this EP, you're feeling it with joints like "Holding On," "Thank You for a Lovely Time," "Hands," Mrs. Goody Two Shoes, and I'm missing one song before the song I'm going to talk about. But anyway, the joint that I kept playing over and over again, which is a bop on this album, and this joint is titled Mic On. And her mic is always on, okay? Like I said at the Baltimore show, for real. So I was like, yo, I gotta talk about this joint because this joint is such a bop. So the first joint of current R&B bangers is coming from my girl, Alex Isley, and this joint is entitled Mic On. Joint is a banger. Let me get y'all to the right spot so we can jam on. Jam on and jam on. So here we go. Oh, my mic. Come on. Two. Ah, ah, ah. My mic. That joint is a bang. That joint is a bop, yo. Like you can't help but to sing to it. You know what I'm saying? And she gets you, y'all, to make your little shoulders move. You know what I'm saying? So I love this record, y'all. So y'all, please support Alex Isley, this new EP entitled "Win." Feel the sensuality of it. It's not overly sexy. You know what I'm saying? Not overly sexual. What I mean, you know what I mean? It's a sensuality that I think that R&B is really missing in the mainstream, for real, for real. So definitely support her, and that's the first joint on current R&B bangers. Now the next joint is from this singing girl from the South Bronx. I am talking about Tiffany Evans. Now we all know her from Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Black Woman, where she did "Father, Can You Hear Me?" Right? But I became a bigger fan of her when she did Promise Ring and she did I'm Grown. I'm Grown. That beat is so hard. That shit still knocks to this day. You know what I mean? From her debut album in 2005. For real. And then after that, you know, with her getting off the label and all that kind of stuff and the politics of it all, she was releasing EPs and giving us Lucy's here and there. And then she went and had her family, you know what I'm saying? And then in 2020, Juwan and Tiffany, they made an EP, and that album was dope. I talked about finally on current R&B bangers, for real, for real. I love that joint, and shout out to the video. The video is crazy. Shout out to Sean Bankhead, who did the video and directed all that good stuff. But 2 months ago, Tiffany came out with this joint entitled Would You. I don't know where the hell I was, but baby, this joint is a banger, and it gives you that 90s feeling of R&B for real, but just have a current bop to it. And I was like, oh yes, I don't care if this joint is 2 months old. I got to talk about this. So the second joint of current R&B bangers is coming from Tiffany Evans, and this is Would You. Y'all get into this joint. Like, I'm telling you. Here we go. Hey, if I gave you the choice, would you choose me? That joint just has like that knock to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it gives you that Jodeci flavor. For real, for real. Like stay. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting from that. You know what I mean? So the joint again is a 90s flavor, but it has like that current bop to it. I don't know what that was about, but sorry, y'all. But you know what? It's raw and uncut over here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. But yeah, that joint just gives you that, you know what I mean? And I can't wait for the video. The video got to be sexy for real, for real. And listen, she got to have an album coming, an EP coming. I don't know, but Would You is a banger for real. So y'all, it's on all streaming platforms. Please check this out. And shout out to my family. I'm talking about Cam. You up next, brother. You know what I'm talking about. But yo, Would You, all on streaming platforms. And yeah, support that record. And that's the second joint on current R&B bangers. Now, the next joint is this girl is from the Braxton family. You know what I mean? That's Tamar Braxton. This girl sings down since her, duet since her debut since 2000. And it really didn't blow like it wanted to, but in 2011 we was really introduced to her from the Braxton Family Values, and then she came out with her album Love and War in 2013, which All the Way Home will remain my favorite song from her. The album blew up for her, and then she came out in 2015 with Calling All Lovers, which is actually my favorite album from her. And I actually been listening to it a lot lately, and I'm telling you that never. Shout out to Brian Alexander Morgan. I Love You and Coming Home. Them three is my favorite, but that is my favorite album from her. And then in 2017, she came out with Bluebird of Happiness, which has Pick Me Up, which I talked about here on Current R&B Bangers. Blind, I talked about here on Current R&B Bangers. And the album cuts like How I Feel and Empty Boxes. Whoo, the girl just sings. Just she just needs to sing. For real, for real. But after that, Tamar was giving us a lot of Lucy's for real. I talked about crazy what was it? Crazy Kind of Love on here. She had Change and she had Notice Me. Well, she was letting us know she was doing her daily rounds, letting us know that she had a new album coming, for real, for real. And she finally dropped the first single. This joint is titled You on You. And she's back with Tricky Stewart, who she worked with on her first album in 2000. So they're back in the studio. He's doing the whole thing that she said. And the album is supposed to be coming out in the summer of 2025. But this first joint that she released off it, You on You, it's a banger for real. So I was like, absolutely, I was gonna talk about it. So here's the third joint of Current R&B Bangers. It's coming from Tamar, and this joint is entitled You on You. So here we go. I just put on you. I just put on you. On you. I just put on you. On. I just put on you. On you. I just put on you. On. I just put on you. On you. That like the beat is it's tough. You know what I mean? You can't deny it. Like you can't deny good music. You know what I'm saying? So the joint is about, like I said, the album's supposed to be coming out. The summer of 2020. And yeah, y'all, please support this record. It's just R&B, y'all. You know what I mean? So that's the third joint of Current R&B Bangers coming from Tamar Braxton, and that is You on You. See? Three joints, y'all, in and out for real. Well, really four. I'm gonna say really four because Coco Jones, you got Alex Isley, Mike on, you got Tiffany Evans with Would You, and you got Tamar with You on You, representing the females on this one for real, for real. But y'all know with the church announcements, subscribe to the R&B representative. Shout out to all the love y'all been giving us for the new episode of Fan Culture that we did with Keith Burrows that we talked about. Jeffrey Osborne, which was an amazing episode. Like, we're fun. Keith is funny, but we are dramatic, but it's really, really a funny but entertaining and great episode, giving Jeffrey Osborne the flowers that he really deserves. You know what I mean? Just keep subscribing to JR's World of Soul as well. The R&B reps, all that good stuff, and put all that good stuff in the more info box for real, for real. And for y'all showing so much love for real, for real. You see what I'm saying? The music want to just do what it want to do. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know, again, I ain't editing it out. It's raw and uncut over here, for real, for real. So, y'all know I like to come in with a new joint, but I like to, close the show with, a classic. And this classic was number one 53 years ago on the R&B charts, and it was from the Queen of Soul. And, you know, this joint was just a banger. So hopefully y'all really enjoy it. Y'all just sing along, and I hopefully to see y'all next week on the next episode of Current R&B Bangers. And let's get it going, Riri. Well, I don't care. I'm out, y'all. Peace.